Hello, my good friends, this is me, Modern Renaissance Man, with a new video. Please comment down below if you agree or disagree on this video.
Brett, who is your garbage person of the week?
My garbage person of the week is Charlie Kirk for using a dead 71-year-old fake tan softcore male stripper to prove that Charlie Kirk really is the expert on being an alpha dog male, but in doing so accidentally admitting that right-wing machismo is actually peak performative baby boy frailty. But here's what he said about Hulk Hogan.
Dude, not again. Garbage person of the week for you guys is Charlie Kirk. I don't like to defend anyone in particular, but
We'll be right up. Oh shit, here we go again.
I can believe that I have to react to a video of this, but okay, let's do this. What the hell, man, are you talking about? Male stripper, I don't know where you see that, but okay. Maybe because of your lifetime of experience, you can know that so anyway. I think you're missing the point here, and give some form of respect to Hulk Hogan even if he has passed away. But let's continue with this video, and see what other disrespectful forms they do on the passing away of Terry Gene Bollea, also known as Hulk Hogan.
But here's what he said about Hulk Hogan.
He was an icon for so many young men in this country. And in a world now that is just so toxically feminine, we're losing a outwardly masculine, fun, magnanimous, cheerful, and joyful icon that so many young men looked up to. His catchphrase was great in the 80s. It was very Americana. Train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins. That's good advice for young men. Train, so don't be fat. Say your prayers. There is a God, and you are not him. Eat your vitamins. By the way, emphasis on eat your vitamins, which is eat good food. Don't just eat this. He was Maha before Maha.
Dude, really, basically, train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. Is that a bad advice to give to children? Brother, give me a break. Kicking a man who is not able to respond is the lowest that you guys have done.
First of all, in that montage over his shoulder, the B-roll as he's talking about outward male masculinity, Hulk Hogan's wearing a feather boa. He is a professional wrestler, which is a guy with a leather daddy mustache who bleaches his hair and puts fake tan all over his body, and whose job is to sandwich other men's faces between his greased up thighs. It's
a hell of a show. It's a hell of a show.
Softcore prawn. It is like, it's exactly like Skinamax. It's like, oh, I will enjoy it, even though I can tell they're not actually doing that to each other's bodies. Like, and there is something that I'm going to get to in a second that is very important and will blow your freaking mind as to why Hulk Hogan is in this discussion with Donald Trump in the first place. And I have the receipts, over $20 million of them, and you're not gonna believe who paid for it. But first, let's talk about the paragon of masculinity, Charlie Kirk. Let's put up this photo, graphic one. This is Charlie Kirk. Train, eat your vitamins. He is all over the place. He's disgusting to look at. Also, he has Epstein teeth, exhibit B. They have the same teeth. Don't trust him. I'm not saying everyone with these teeth. I'm just saying these two have the same teeth. I'm just saying that, okay? Let's hear more of Charlie Kirk and what he had to say about Hulk Hogan before I get to the receipts.
Bro, who hurt you? We see that when you don't find any good arguments to debate someone, you go directly to their appearance. So, your argument is that he has bad teeth, like Jeff Epstein. Now it looks like you don't know about the industry of wrestling, and you never will, so first educate yourself. And then have facts to argue with Charlie Kirk.
Hulk Hogan went and actively campaigned for President Trump. And the crowds would just go wild. And one of the reasons why the crowds would go so wild is we didn't have many celebrities during the Trump campaign that would kind of go up on stage. We had like 5. And Hulk Hogan was like, that's an A-list celebrity. That is a guy that has a name ID in almost every single TV in every single family, every kitchen table across the country. Served one. Because you look at the icons now that people are looking up to. You look at Nicki Minaj or Cardi B or what a much better icon. Eat your vitamins, say your prayers, train. It's a lot better than, well, you can fill in the blanks of all those degenerate rap lyrics.
That is so true. Hulk Hogan, for many generations of children. Hulk Hogan represented the American way of life with the quote, "Train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins." He is a symbol, and good symbols are hard to destroy by people who can't understand the message. Hulk Hogan transcends politics or wrestling. When you ask for the symbol of Americana, many symbols come to mind. Captain America, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Hulk Hogan, and in the words of V.
The building is a symbol, as is the act of destroying it. Symbols are given power by people. Alone, a symbol is meaningless, but with enough people, blowing up a building can change the world.
You
He
know,
evidently
fictional
couldn't.
things like wet vaginas. What?
Because he evidently was drawing a blank because he doesn't really care about anything that he's saying. So you fill it in. You make a good point. I can't.
I love Nicki Minaj, but she is not the most relevant person anymore. And that is who this, like you admit you had 5 celebrities, man. And here, okay, I'm gonna get to why. Do you think that Hulk Hogan was hanging around with Donald Trump because he liked Donald Trump? First of all, Hulk Hogan was so annoying growing up. Hulk Hogan and his friends would terrorize the neighborhood on Devonshire Boulevard, riding their motorcycles up and down as loud as possible all damn day long when I was a kid. For just to give you an idea of where this was happening, this is in the adult content capital of the world in Northwest San Fernando Valley, across the street from the parking lot where they shot the Bop video. Just to give you a time and a place when it was just like, oh my God, I can't hear myself think. Because also he's a real buff guy named Hulk Hogan. His name's Terry. His name is Terry. Now, here is why Hulk Hogan is involved, in my opinion, in the Trump world. Here is an article from 2016. Peter Thiel justifies suit bankrupting Gawker, a media organization claiming to defend journalism. In a New York Times op-ed, Thiel justified bankrolling the Hulk Hogan sex tape lawsuit by saying Gawker repeatedly violated people's privacy, including his own. Now, this is why, like, all of maleness on the right is fake. Peter Thiel bankrolled a dying celebrity so he could sue a media organization for running a story. Peter Thiel didn't like I'm not gonna defend Gawker as being the paragon of decorum, but then again, neither is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
This guy, charliekirk, is talking about, oh, he's a real great example for me. That's sex tape. So here's
The hypocrisy of your side is showing. What happened with respecting someone's privacy, and why does it matter if Hulk Hogan wants to protect himself from a possible blackmail from someone and sue if someone is defaming him? Protecting someone by legal means is not bad, it is smart. Bro, why the hate? Did he bully you when you were a kid? Did he not want to sign a picture or a WWF magazine that you wanted? Sounds to me like you have an issue with the Hulkster, a very personal issue. You need help, my friend? Tell me, my friend, do you want this young generation to follow the example of today's so-called artists like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, or even Meg Thee Stallion? And don't make me talk about Bad Bunny and the other so-called artists of today. Public figures must inspire us to be better people, like the Hulkster did, and not to inspire us to degeneracy like the previous artists. Like you, what kind of example do you want to show to this generation? Of a hateful person, or to strive to be better in life?
Here's the backstory. Hogan's star had diminished by 2012 when blog-era media giant Gawker published a brief clip from a stealthily recorded sex tape of Hogan and Heather Clem, then wife of Hogan's best friend, radio personality Bubba the Love Sponge. The paragon of being a real man is cheating on your wife with your best friend's wife, according to the story, as I remember it.
Yeah.
Just days after the sex tape's publication, Hogan sued for
emotional damage.
Emotional damage and invasion of privacy. This is a hurt Fifi's lawsuit against a media organization trying to limit their free speech. Hulk Hogan is a bad husband, according to this story, from what I learned. Not a real man. What he does is fake manness, his job as a wrestler. He has a leather daddy mustache.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 months after the smoke cleared, Forbes reported that tech billionaire Peter Thiel had been bankrolling Bollea, which is his actual last name, Terry Bollea. The former PayPal Mafia member spent roughly $10 million on the lawsuit, apparently with the aim of destroying Gawker as revenge for outing him as gay in a 2007 post. They didn't like getting their fees hurt. Peter Thiel bankrolled not only the bankrupting of a major media organization at the time, something that was supposed to represent free speech and something that the right wing would then put their entire, push behind. But they did this. Yeah. This is ridiculous. Peter Thiel also bankrolled, picked from anonymity, a little guy named JD Vance. They're Silicon Valley billionaires. These are the deep state guys that you're trying to find. They're all here. That's my garbage person. I don't know. What did I miss, John?
Exactly. Yeah, if all of this stuff is so important for being an alpha, should Trump do literally any of those things? Should he train once in his life? Should he eat anything that contains a vitamin? He does pour on the self-tanner, so I suppose he gets 1 out of 3. But I don't think that Charlie actually cares about those things. I think he just feels the same obligation that every independent right-wing media person does to just opine on everything that's culturally relevant, even though he doesn't. There's nothing in the video that makes me think that he knows literally anything about wrestling or Hulk Hogan. He's talking super vaguely about it. He looks up his catchphrase and misquotes it. Again, so he doesn't actually care about this. So he doesn't know anything about it. I will say though, the death of Hulk Hogan has been difficult for a lot of people. And even though I don't think Charlie Kirk watches wrestling, I do think that it's difficult for him. One of the things that makes it difficult for a lot of regular people is that you have Hulk Hogan, who is this like mythic figure, one of the most famous people on the planet. And a lot of people grew up liking watching him wrestling. I didn't watch during that time. It's not the sort of wrestling I would have liked even if I had been watching at that time. But for a lot of people, they want to grieve the loss of that mythic figure. But then you have Terry Bollea, the real man, who had a lot of issues, the cheating and also a lot of the most wildly racist on-camera comments you've ever heard in your life. And so, like, how do you grieve when you have the mythic figure and then the out and out racist? So now spare some sympathy for Charlie Kirk because he lost both the mythic figure and an awesome racist. He's hurting more than anyone else. And so I don't even want to insult him. This is a tough time for Charlie Kirk. Jokes aside though, he's not actually hurting. You know why? He's actually really happy because he gets to talk about this rather than the Jeffrey Epstein cover up. Every minute that goes into talking about Terry Bollea is not talking about the fact that Donald Trump obviously doesn't want him, Charlie Kirk, or Charlie Kirk's audience to know about what's actually in those files. And since Charlie Kirk cares far more about his connection to Donald Trump than he does about the justice or saving the children or for his audience and what they're passionate about, he gets to waste a little bit of their time opining on a guy he has no connection to. Great work, great journalism.
So there you have it, the lack of no respect for someone who passed away. This show, I hope that is not a representation of all liberals. Once more, liberals take out of context, averting that they listen. A tragic day for the wrestling community has become a joke and a source of disrespect from this show. I am very sad for them because they would rather kick a man who lets him defend himself. Now, please let's make this community grow, and please comment and share, so we can make more of these reaction videos and others that you can suggest for me. And like I always say, live free, be safe, take care, and do not fear anything.